As we come into the ego status, ego never ever tells the truth, and I'll tell you why. It's very important to understand that the ego is inside us. Okay, it's all about understanding the recognition of the soul, because the soul fights its systems every single day through the spiritual force. Everybody has to understand how powerful the ego is, because you use it every single day, and that helps you, it guides you, but it also fools you, and then it finds its way, has its own truth, which is its dark's truth, because the ego has the light and dark. It's just getting the balance with everything, right? So today's topic is basically, it's all about the super of its ego and how it can get in ways of all forms, all communication signs, everything through the airwavings of its telecommunication airwavings, when in vortexing through division. So you'll know if you're channeling the wrong person, the wrong entity force, anything through calculation of mass, through its equation of pi, or anything through its interface when you're going to its connection of square. So all these things is knowing that the ego can trick you through the mind system. It becomes more powerful because you're out of its mind system. So if you're trying to communicate with the angels, but you're not sure what the ego is doing, you have to understand everything through its standing. That's where it gets into super flourish. It's understanding the united system. It's understanding the comic hero that you want to become. Because when a comic hero rescues somebody, you know he's going to have that ego. Either he's going to be with it or he's not going to be with it. But he knows he has to channel truth. And the only way he can get its truth to its understanding of communication, okay, is all its connection from the heart. Everything has to be done through the heart. Then the ego finds a way to balance everything out through light and dark. Because that's the hardest thing that we live with every single day, because we're always fighting the super of its ego. So I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers. I mean, we're going through so many forces right now. It's extremely powerful. Linda, how's it going? Tapping in. Hope you're doing well. So basically, hope you got a chance to see the videos I did the last 2 days. It's been extremely busy. I've been cycling like you wouldn't believe. I mean, changing the hologram system, showing the galactic force team and how you go through these recognitions, sightings, because the galactic force team has to understand everything through point division. We have to understand the circles and everything through its rotation center. And the thing is too, once we platitude our divisions through its galactic force team, we have to get balanced with our ego every single day through its channeling. Because if you don't channel through the right of its ego, what happens is it loses its balance. So you're not communicating with what you're communicating with the right coloration, with the right voicing, or anything through its gift of its healing. Okay, because there's a lot of people out there, especially light formations, that stay with their energy cycles. Yeah. Oh, great. That's great that you understand vortexing. That's great. Hopefully you got into that too. It's important that you guys watch my videos. Anything you miss, you can watch back. But we're coming into a test tomorrow, right, on your channel. So hopefully you got that information with space discoveries from 1 to 6. Everybody picks a video and then they analyze it. And whoever gets closest to the truth, everything is truth to everything. A test, yeah. Wait, I'm not aware. Wait a minute, what's going on? Yeah, this goes out to Zoom Live. And basically this goes out to the galactic force team. So whoever's on Zoom, I'm going to question their theory on space discoveries, the video that they picked. And whoever gets closest to the answer, I'm going to uprise their mind electrical systems. Yeah, just watch back where it comes into the sacred of myself. There's a whole big paragraph of everything through 6 visuals of videos, links, space discoveries from 1 to 6. You pick one video, you analyze it, and then basically on tomorrow, I'm going to ask you a question about that video that you saw. It could be anything. You can watch it. It's like 3 to 4 minutes. I just want to know what knowledge of intelligence that everybody has picked up, so we can move on out of the matrix and get into zero docile 0.02, because it's very important to understand the matrix. So anyway, it's very important to watch these videos whenever you can, because I know everybody's busy. I know that everybody has a life. I understand that too. But it's important that we keep high rising. So Linda, I'll send the link below, okay, after I finish. Yeah, Laura Lee was going through the same thing. That's why it's important. You guys have to watch my videos each day. If you're busy, that's fine, but try to go into its order so you guys don't get confused, because I keep sending links. So just watch each framing video whenever you get a chance. You know, I know sometimes they're 1 hour, 2 hours. They say, oh, I'm not going to watch a 3-hour movie, but it is under the comments. Okay, it's under the sacred, about the sacred self, everything about itself. Get into the matrix, you know, but I'll send the link after we're finished so you can keep track, keep updated. So no problem. Oh yeah, I know. You've been really busy. Yeah. Just moved in. Yeah. No, I know everybody's got a life. I understand that. I totally understand that. It's just that the Galactic Force Team has to understand its recognition when it comes to everything. Through its equation of mass, we have to get into a group, understanding everything around its point center, understand everything, how to get into traction divisions, get into line sequences, line systems, and all this is connected through its ego. Okay? No one's ever better than anyone else. We're all the same. That's one. Okay? Don't overthink that you're overriding somebody else's ego. That's the worst thing that you can do. Okay? Or copying oneself. That's another thing you don't want to do. Or taking someone's energy. That's one thing you don't want to do. Understanding communication. See, this is what a lot of light workers do. They drain your energy and they take your information. You guys don't get into that when you're saying energy fields. That's why it's important to have your energy fields all the time. Always get into the seismographing of pi. You don't want to have anybody come into your circumference. Okay, these are the people that you don't know or you don't recognize or you meet for the very first time. Okay, so they look at you through perception. They scan you right away. They're a light formation. They understand the trace dimension light systems. Great, fantastic. But the ego comes in right away. The ego comes in because it's playing with your mind. It's mind manipulation. So they're going to try to drain your energy if you don't have your energy fields up. So it's all about being prepared where you are within control. Control is everything because the ego has its control. But you have to understand interpretation, because when you're communicating with light and dark, you could be communicating with dark through an entity force system that has its ego. That's its super of its ego. So it's not channeling the right information. And it's mind manipulating your brain waving systems. So just be cautious in that, because I go through that every single day when I go through all locations, because everybody has an ego. It's how to balance out the ego and keep yourself into the light of its ego, right? But you don't want to have a super ego, because you're not channeling from the heart. The heart is the most important thing. That is the truth. The heart never lies. So you know you're channeling the right information through angels, archangels. You know you're communicating with the right of its airwaving cycles. You're communicating and vortexing with different divisions. Okay? Because if you're not, and you're using the super ego, and you're channeling up to the atmosphere systems into anything in intelligence, they're going to send you bad information. And that just travels, right? And then the energies go through its atmospheres. And then sooner or later, everybody's going into the dark system. So you got more than half the population that are dark. So you got to understand how to keep that ego at its balance. Okay, counterbalance your ego, right? It's basically less the ego, more the soul. Okay, so the soul, okay, is everything through its path. The heart is everything through its truth. The mind is everything through communication, through teleportation. So that's great, Linda, that you're getting into vortex and you know exactly what vortex is, because we do that every single day, 24/7. Okay. Unified, how's it going? So, but ego is everything. I just want you guys to know that, because we live with it every single day. Either it's light or dark. And totally be cautious on these things, because you're into a unified system. You're extremely high rise in division. And the more you understand your balance, the more you understand its ego. Okay, because it plays with you, it tricks with you. And, you know, when somebody gives you information and they're trying to take over your energy, they're trying to play with your ego. They're trying to put bad information into you. It's so easy when they can do this. And everything is done through its energy fields. So make sure your energy fields are up through, you know, all locations. Okay, because you're looking at the seismographic system of you. You got to understand everything through. Okay, I got my north, west, south, and east. I know where I'm going through my traveling. My energy fields are up. I got a dark force coming into me. You know this ahead of time. Precognition. See it through its thoughts. Understand mind, telepathy, telekinesis. Okay? So you get in the precognition of what's happening before it happens. So you keep yourself prepared. So you're always two or three steps ahead of time, all the time. Same thing with your communications with anything through its interforce of star lights or star recognition systems, or anything through a division, through letters, numbers, and shapes. Okay, so this is what everybody has to understand, especially the galactic force team, because it's all about coming into one and working in space and how to do these things through its connection. Okay, that's why I did a video yesterday, right, with Sarah Unified and Tina, how to take a pyramid system out of its location and put it to higher division. Okay, now it's very important that we understand and we come together through its alignments. That's its connection. Okay, the connection is everything, because the force rises are cycles. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. So let's get into, basically, we're going to get to the playing cycles. A playing cycle is understanding more communications with your ego. So when you go into atmosphere systems, let's say Linda's communicating with Tina, morning, basically unified, so we got Linda, unified, and we got Tina. All right, so we got a box like this. Okay, so the box cycle, okay, is on the rotation system, but it's on the other side of a planet system. So it's kind of like interfacing connections. And remember, anything through a planet system like that, okay, if it's interfacing right now, it's going to shadow shift everything through its connection. So that planet system of rotation center is off. Remember, there's a lot of things in space and time is light and dark. But once you get into everything through communication, everything flows and everything travels like this. Okay, so this is coming in. The square box system is coming in, okay? It's cross-winning its cycles. This is extremely complicated stuff. When you're a planet system, now the rotation cycles are off when it comes to its planet. Okay, so you got the planet right now. It's off its cycle. So the square is in its line system. See that? See what's happening? It's covering its rotation. So we have to take the box circle out. Okay, this is understanding you have to move things out of the way so the planet can still have its rotation through its vibration. So we have a wind surfacing box coming into division of a planet system. Okay, so here comes Linda, here comes Tina, and here comes Unified. All right, so getting into that division. Now we're going up there flying mechanisms. We go here, here, and here. Okay, so we got point here, and point here. Okay, so we got Linda here, Unified here, and Tina here. Okay, so this is understanding, this is you guys through the point division, trying to understand how to get this box frequency level out of its planet rotation cycle. Okay, so we got to take this box out. Okay, so Unified says something like, I'm just showing you how you use your ego and balance through its lights, because you're dealing with something that's dark. Okay, dark in reference. Okay, not because this is happening, it's because it comes in its way. So it's kind of like taking, you're driving, and all of a sudden you see a bunch of lambs or a moose that's in the front of a car, and you're trying to understand how to move the moose, right? So you either go around, but you can't because the road is so narrow, right? So you have to use your mind system. You have to use your telepathy system. You have to use psychological system. So as we get in this connection, the unit says, okay, I got the box frequency level right now. It's on its wind cycling, but the rotations are off center. And then Linda says, okay, what I'm going to do, the box frequency level is on the east side system. Let's just use the magnetic force of its shape. Okay, and Tina says, okay, I got the rotation cycle now. Let's just spin the box, right? So you spin the box, okay, and it comes out of its cycle, all connected through our ego system. And you guys have just finished taking a box out of its equation of its planet system. So you start from here, okay, where you are through point division. You're taking the box out of its planet system, and it goes back into its circle rotation system. Okay. So once it goes back in full cycle, the box system of its rotation goes back into its location center of its planet system. Full rotation after taking the box frequency out of its planet system. All done through point division of 3 unit systems of the galactic force team, right? So we all did it without its ego, because you're all coming together. You're all connected through one. But it's powerful stuff how you can take a box that gets in the way of a planet system through its rotation cycle. How we can do this through the 3 unit system of the galactic force team. Okay. It's a lot of fun, right? We're a team, right? And that's what teams do in space. You know, it's a lot, but you got to know what you're saying. And that's what I'm saying. When you watch my videos, okay, when it comes to, I was creating the hologram system. This is extremely powerful. This is connecting through space. And I did that. I was communicating with so much intelligence. Just imagine trying to change the colorations of your interface through algorithm programs, changing the diagnostic systems, changing everything through the algorithm of its coloration vertex division, changing colorations into the golden cycles, changing humanity through DNA structures of its strand divisions, the proxy divisions, the pixels, right? Changing all colorations when it comes to the spacecraft divisions. Everything's connected through that, okay? So really, really analyze everything through that video, that 10-minute video I did. Okay, in the atmosphere systems. You guys have to know how to use your phones. This is very important. You have to know how to use these phones, because this is its connection when it comes to hologram system. So you square unit system, you look like this. You put it up in this atmosphere system. Now it's in a hologram of digital format. You're going to see the grids. Linda's extremely far with this. Now, basically, you're seeing anything through its interforce. Remember, it's a camera. And when the camera goes through its communication, through its atmospheres, it's connecting through perceptions. So you're going to see everything through its division. So it's very important to understand these things. But I think it's very powerful when we come together as a galactic force team, and how we can take a box center system through locations of 3-point divisions, okay, through calculation of mass of its equation of pi. So we took the box out, putting the planet back in its rotation center. Powerful stuff, isn't it? All done through the ego. We were not thinking of the ego. All we cared about was getting the box out of the way, so the rotation of its planet can still go on its rotators. That's when you don't use the ego. So this is what we have to analyze. This is how we have to come together as a team. There's no I in team. Okay. So let's say, for example, right, that Unified has an ego, and he says, no, I think we should do this. This is a better way. There's no right or wrong here. That's the ego getting in the way. And then Linda says, wait a minute, I thought we're going to do this. And then Tina says, no, I got something. This is better. You guys are wrong. You can't think like that. Thinking is knowing. Knowing is doing. So what is the objective? Is to get the box frequency level. And you have to do it without the ego. Because the ego doesn't have its retainment system. It doesn't understand anything. The only thing you have to understand is that you're a team. So when you're a team, you come together and you're a full cycle. You're a full cycle, and you're getting that rotation spin out of its box framing system. So that planet system beyond its rotation of its dimension. Okay. And then when that's done, once the box comes out of the framing system that's of its planet, that planet through its rotation system will put energy into all 3 of you through its connection. All done without its ego. That's team. That's effort. Okay. So yeah, that's how it's very important, because everybody, has an ego. I say, because we use it every day, even in the human vessel. Hey, you're right. I'm wrong. No, I'm right. I know I'm right. How do you know you're right? How do you know you're wrong? There's no right or wrong. There's only opinion or observation. That's the ego. Okay, so somebody's riding its cycle and saying, no, we got to do it this way. This is the best way. You can't do that, because that disrupts everything through its galactic force team. And you're sitting in space, floating in space and trying to get out this box. And every single time you guys are thinking too much, the planet of its rotation will just combust. You have to understand how powerful space is. I just showed you through that 10-minute video. That's extremely powerful, because now you're connected to everything through your body activations. So if you get into the ego system, it's going to have a reacting cycle through your pixels. Okay, so you're going to create anomalies. You're going to crack the surface of galaxy systems. You're going to platitude divisions. You're going to detox method systems. Once you're going to detox, now you're going into vacuums and vacuums through its vaccine. Okay, vaccine when it comes to all locations through crater surfaces, center divisions, or anything through dark realm divisions. Okay, because everything through its connection. As soon as you get into the ego, you're into the dark matter. Dark matter is like a psycho ball. It's a communication of a dark center. So, like I said, we have our own interpretation through our diagnostic situation systems. It's very important to understand everything through its proxy. So when you get into space, we all communicate as a team, and there's no ego. It's about getting that box out without its ego. Okay, time consuming. This takes time because it's understanding more communications, and you want to protect yourself, right? You want to help others. Okay, you want to help the atmosphere. You want to help the universe. You want to help the galactic system. You want to help everything around its planet system. You want to feel good what you did. That's helping. That's all connected to the heart. The heart never lies. The heart always tells the truth. Truth will set you free. Now that's answering patterns. So once you know how to communicate through the heart, you know you're channeling the right division of all locations through the airwaving cycles of telecommunication through energy and transference. Because everything has its connection. But it's really, really understanding the ego of its super of its ego. Okay? So. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, so we got questions here. Let's see, Sarah's tapped in. All right, so we got here. Okay, good morning. Okay, Sarah can help you out. Sarah can help out Linda where the video link is for space discoveries. Yeah, it's very important that you guys keep watching my videos, even if you're busy, because, you know, it's important to pick these things up. Oh, evaluation and test. Oh, what's going to happen, you know? So you want to work together. So it's kind of like using your mind telepathy. You said, okay, I know I'm connecting to. Okay. So this is all about a team coming together and doing something in space without its ego getting in the way. Okay, the super of its ego. So. Yeah, it's very important to be aware. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm happy to be with you all. Hi, Priscilla. How you doing? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Priscilla, it's very important that we keep high rising and keep our videos going up. Okay, because Priscilla, you're high rising the division now. You know you're more of your remembrance. So keep putting up those videos, guys. Sarah's doing well. She's getting better with traction. She's getting better with her voice and grids. She's uprising her endorphins. Remember, I see all your videos. Okay. So it's important that you guys keep your videos up. It's not the views that I worry about. It's you giving back to community. Okay, that's what it is. That's why we put our videos up. Okay, it's not about being popular. Okay, it's not about, oh, taking pictures on Facebook. Oh, this is my best side. Take this side. No, it's not that. That's the ego. Once you go into that and you get into views and you want to be famous and all that, that's the ego. Okay, it's all about channeling your heart, giving back to community. That's the difference. Okay, it has nothing to do with fame, has nothing to do with population. Okay, so let's just get that out of its equation right away, because you got the wrong idea if you think that's what the Galactic Force Team is. It's all about team coming together and taking things out of the atmosphere systems and putting it back in its provision of its acting cycles into its balance. It's very important that we balance everything, and that's why I did that 10-minute video to show you what I can do through the hologram system, through its connection, and uprise the interface of the moon into the simulation. So, but it's very important you guys keep putting your videos up, you know, and they don't have to be like, you know, I don't expect them to be like half an hour, 45 minutes or anything to 2 or 3 hours. I don't expect that, because you guys don't have a filter like I do. All I expect is for you to understand that you are growing through its spiritual growth, and you giving back to the community of your videos shows you how much you have grown through its character. Okay, because everybody starts with a character, and that becomes an image, and that comes in its realization saying, whoa, this is powerful stuff. I like Priscilla's video. This has helped me a lot. It's helping each other. and then you help humanity. It's all about uprise of vibrations, people. That's how important you guys are on the Galactic Force team. Okay? You're not just meditators. You're not just learning breathing. You're not just learning chakra systems. You're extremely high in division. And when I say high in division, you have to understand that, because my 50,000 year PT unit system is extremely, extremely powerful through force recognitions, everything, especially now because I'm grounded. I'm fully grounded in 50,000 years into the future. So, and it's good too. I didn't want to keep high rising. See, Father, Mother doesn't want me to keep high rising until you guys understand how to control your egos. Okay, because we live with it every single day. And if you don't, it becomes its super ego. So it's not just dealing with you, it's dealing with everything around you through its population circuits. So if somebody has an ego and comes up to you, you have to understand how to use that. You have to understand how to channel that. You have to understand how to be calm. Calming is the hardest thing to do, even if you're having a bad day. If I have a bad day, because nobody's perfect, we all have bad days. We have to. That's the whole process of learning through experience, right? We meditate and we take it out of its equation, right? Because I meditate, 60 times a day? 60 times a day. Who does that? Like I said, but because I'm so provisioned and so protected to all divisions through angels and archangels and everything through connection, and my God frequency levels and everything through the demigods, everything through connection, has no ego. Because everything that I do, okay, is the understanding of its ego. So the ego understands you completely. So it stays out of its way, but it's still in the cycle of your spiritual system. Okay? Because I don't reside in dark. I only live light. And that's what I'm trying to work up towards for you guys to understand your mind types and systems, and you come into the heart system of its truth. The truth will set you free to anything through its ego. Okay, so get out of the super of its ego. That's not what you want to do. You want to understand the truth of yourself. That's the knowledge of its intelligence. Okay, so it's very important that we keep putting our videos up, because it helps everybody else up. It's an experience that you're learning and you're giving back to its community. Okay, so Priscilla's talking about her body activations. Sarah's talking about, try to uprise your vibrations. That's an uplift, people. That's giving back. Okay, it's not about the views. It's not about being famous. It's not about being popular. It's all about you giving back. Okay, that's team. That's effort. That's success. That's achievements. Okay, and you will see yourself high rising either way, with views or not. But it's not about the views. Okay, now there's a lot of unified ascension masters out there that have an ego, but they're just there for the the subscribing and stuff like that. I know YouTube has a platform division, right? But they keep me monthly letters and saying, hey, Andrew, see how well you're doing, and you're doing exceptionally well and all that. That's great. That's fantastic. But I'm here to give back to community. I'm here to understand that I'm all about the dimensional earth. You want to protect the earth. If somebody throws something on the ground, you're going to go up to them and say, hey, why are you putting that on the ground? Why don't you just put it in the garbage? When's the last time you recycled? Do you care about the dimensional earth? So obviously that person doesn't care about himself. So he's not going to care about the dimensional earth. Because remember, everything that resides in energy, frequencies, and vibration. So you're hurting the dimensional earth by throwing stuff on the ground. Okay? Everything's emotional. Everything is digital. Everything's a format. Everything's simulation. Everything's matrix. Everything's alignments. Once you guys get into that, you understand everything that through its work ethnic is its ego. Okay, so you're coming across, you have to get out of the cycles of its matrix, the 3D. Okay, you have to get out of that and get into the new cycle of matrix, right? Because that's going to force everything through its connection when it comes to its ego. Okay, so it's the spiritual self of its ego, of its light and dark, that you're fighting every single day. So when you're working in space and you're trying to get out of the box frequency levels of a planet, or if you're getting into circle rotations of a pyramid system, or you get caught in a web graphing system of of electric fence division, it's like it's being caught in a spider web, and nobody's there to help you. What are you going to do? Are you going to use your ego to get out? No, you can't use your ego. You're going to get afraid. You're going to get fear. You're going to get scared. You're going to get anxiety. You're going to get stressed. The higher self, the avatar, doesn't get stressed. It doesn't have fear. It only knows what to do. Okay? That's the mind system. That's the knowledge. That's the intelligence. How do I get out of this web graphing of a digital format through a matrix grid system? Okay? It's like getting your ankle caught in a bear trap. Okay? Yes, it's painful, but you weren't aware of your surrounding. Okay? Everything through force is understanding everything around you has its answer. And answers are always through the heart. It's its connection to everything. So the heart is the most powerful, powerful thing because it's a connection to all portals when it comes to simulation of the matrix. Okay, and your body activations is its reacting cycle, and your everything through provisions when it comes to your dimensional sightings is everything through connection with atmospheres and anything through space and time. And then you got the minds of its thoughts. Okay, but every single day you live the ego. It's just balancing out that ego of light and dark. Okay, so. Okay, I love this. I've mostly been dealing with the projections as they come in, but not the box system and its core. Awesome. Oh, I'm glad I could help you out. I did that yesterday, Linda. I like to do this because the collective force team has to understand how to come together as a team. Okay? You can't have one person with an ego and then decide, no, this is the best way we should do this. It's not about arguing in space. It's all about coming together and taking the box frequency level out of its planet rotation. So the more we argue about that, the more the planet's going to lose its rotation. Okay? Because like I said, I work in space every single day, 24/7. You have to understand how powerful it is. It's extremely real through the mind system because everything is created through the mind. All planets and everything that you see is through the mind system. That's its creation. You guys already know how powerful your thoughts are. So if you come its creation, you make a wish. Okay? Now, if you get its ego in the way, it's going to say, no, 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 I want this. That's gimme, 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 gimme. You're not going to get anything like that. The only way, I'll give you a tip. The only way you're going to get what you want is not to think of yourself. That's the ego. That's the super of its ego. If you want something in return, okay, you have to say to yourself, okay, basically there's always tips and trades and what you can do when it comes to the ego self. But when you want to channel yourself and you want something from the atmospheres, you have to not just think of yourself, but you have to think of others first. That's coming together. So you have to not just think of you have to think about the humanity. Okay, you say, well, I like to uprise my cycles. The way I talk through perception, you guys will find that through your balance fragmentation, because everything is kind of connected through the algorithm system. So basically, you would say something like, the abundance of everything is through love right now. I like to have the expression of money, but get back to its humanity. We send that out. That's a voice and grid. That's balance. You're not thinking of yourself. You're not thinking of your ego. You're just thinking of everything around you. That's its connection. Remember, your voicing grids is its connection to its nature. Anything that's connected through is perception, or anything through your minds. Okay? Because you are power traders. Okay? You're trading information through its inner circle, through its outer system. You're sending out data processing systems, okay, of letters, numbers, and shapes, calculation of mass with its equation of pi, right? So it's important that we keep pi rising to higher levels, okay? So we can get out of pi and interface into helix, okay? So one step at a time. A full sync of knowing. Yep, good morning, 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 morning. Guys, I need your help. One major dark box system that focused on people now in my home. Please ask space team for help to get one out. Thank you. See, Linda's dealing with that because I understand her mind system. Remember, I communicate on all levels through your telekinesis. I know exactly what everybody's going through dream sets. That's why I came out the box frequency level. All right, so basically, we all come together because you guys don't know how to use your vocabulary through balance, because you're trying to get communications with your ego first. All right, so Linda is having a problem. She's saying, guys, I need your help. One major dark box system. So this is where the team has to come in, right? That focused on people now in my home. So she's got a box framing system of a dark circle through rotation of a ground system. All right, so please ask your space team to help me to get this one out. All right, so are you guys strong enough to not understand or do understand? Do you understand more of its ego and how you can't use your ego when you're in a team? That's what we have to work on, right? So I'm going to take this out. The box frequency level of the ground formation of its dark realm system is going to go calculation of mass. It's going to high rise as division. I'm going to change ground formations into light activations through your home system, Linda. Done. See? It's out. It's out of Linda's home. It's understanding everything through its projection. And there's not one thing that I use through my ego of its super of its ego, because I wasn't thinking of myself. Okay, I was thinking of Linda. I was thinking about her family. So you guys got to get out of that, right? You got to get into humility. You got to get into understanding how to lose things, to win things. You got to get understanding how to use your calming centers, how to get into peace, how to center yourself with balance. You have to understand your grounds. You have to be grounded every single day, or you're never going to have any. You're always going to have a problem with your ego. Okay? So understand more communications with yourself, more communications with others. Don't think of yourself, because as soon as you stop that, the ego comes in and it will take over your body activations because it's out of its mind system. So you have a sentient of yourself fighting with its ego. Okay, so you want to stay in the balance of its ego into light formation. Okay, until you understand that, it's a learned lesson, a lesson learned. Okay, so I'm going through intense adversary and even possible field. I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm saying. I prize Priscilla again, and she's going through an intense adversary of everything that's possible field. So she's trying to understand her field circumference when it comes to digital of the seismographing of herself, which is the grids. So she's trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, so it's all about her trying to understand the grid, okay, and how the grid is its formation, so she can send the planets back to their planet system. That's why Priscilla is put on this earth. Okay, that's why she has so many spaceships. That's why there's so much awareness. It's awareness of information, people. Okay, you're aware of its information through its perception. Okay, AWP. Okay, awareness. Okay. Okay. You have to understand these things. It's very important. Or it could be AIWP or just AIP. It doesn't matter. What matters is it's understanding more communications with yourself, understanding your grids, understanding your information, understanding your channeling. Okay, so if she's having problems, it's because it's the ego that's getting in the way. If you let go of the ego, you get more of its soul. That's the answer to everything through its illustration. Okay. You're aware, then you're self-aware. Okay. So if you're into a negotiation, the ego's saying, okay, Andrew, you're not self-aware of what's going on. Negative. That's the ego. Remember, the ego has an inner cell. It has its inner generator. It has its own communication. It has its own mind. It has its own brain system. Once it understands calculation of mass through its equation of pi. So it's interforcing with you every single day. It's tricking your mind system. It wants to stay in your mind system. So it's playing with you. So you have to understand how to get out of the ego and more into the soul. That's its connection. And then things start making, oh, I know what to do now. Priscilla says, okay, this is the grid formation. I'll set the point divisions to the location centers. I'll activate the cycles through the crop system. Done. She sends that out through the mind system. Now all communication levels are set in through location. She sends it out to the atmospheres with her voice and grids. You guys have to understand you have a voice. You have to understand, get into the breathing. Okay. See, sacred breath. It's like, sounds like fire. It's like an ego, you know? It's understanding more of your sacred self, but you have to fully surrender to everything. Okay. Through its sacred mass, through its sacred calculation, through its equation, through its energy, through its parallel, through its paradigm shift, you have to fully, completely surrender yourself 100% to space. Now, I put you through my healing And, you know, if you're not understanding, there are upgrades, there are donations, and there is through my email. But if you go higher in division, do you understand what's going on? No, because your ego is trying to understand more. So if the ego is trying to understand more, it's going to stay with you until you understand. And once you understand, everything through the ego will be gone. That's its balance. It's getting peace. It's getting calm with everything. So if you're seeing something that's complicated and you don't understand, that's its ego. Okay? So let go of the ego and communicate through the heart of the soul. That's the answering within. It's hard to do. It's very, very hard to do, but it can be done. So, like I said, you know, there's calming centers, there's peace within yourself, understand tranquility, understand serenity, use the angels, archangels, use me, King Archangel Azareth. All connections will help you out through formation when it comes to anything through calculation of mass, through its equation of pi, to its interforce of its illustration diagram. Okay, so if I set up a grid, okay, first off, GS daughter, welcome. I'm really doing my best to be balanced and rise over the shift storm. Yep. I know there's a lot going on, Priscilla. I understand that. But we're all here to help each other, right? So, and like I say, communicate back and forth with each other through email, through Facebook, anything through Instagram. You guys are all together. You're the Galactic Force team. You help each other out. That's what it is. It's all about coming together, okay, without the ego, okay? So, Mary Beth, how you doing? Opening to energy field to dark lets in. Isn't that the key to block out the dark to begin with? Yep. Well, you don't block it. You just let it flow. If you block it, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you're combusting energy systems. So if you're blocking anything through dark, it's going to expand to its expansion. But if you let it flow, you have to communicate with the cycle, and then it flows into its nature system back into the galaxy systems. You have to understand what light and dark is. It's all communication with energy flow. It flows. Light flows, dark flows, right? So if you block it, what happens? Right? It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, it's on a ticking system. You can't do that. You have to understand its energy of its flow. So you have to reduce everything through the detoxification, and that goes into the block decayer. Block decayer is like a vacuum. So it's mystified, and it takes everything out of the atmosphere system through its atoms. So you have to understand everything through energy, light and dark. So you have to understand the atom, how to reverse its atom. Now, this is getting more into DNA structure when it comes to the body activation system through the pixel conceptions. But yeah, you can't block it out. You have to get rid of it. You have to understand the energy flow. You have to understand its communication through its ego. So that's what it is, Mary Beth. Knowing how to work in balance takes plenty of practice. Practice makes perfect. Yep. Everything's motivation. We're not opening fields to dark. He's talking about removing it. Accent source. There we go. The box system, powerful grid. I guess there we go. And then it's communicating. Okay, so you guys are communicating. Great. It's good to see that. You're coming together more and more. Personally, I've been dealing with the negative projections as they come at me, but haven't been going higher to deal with the negative system. And it's a core box system. Yeah, so that's what Linda's dealing with right now. So that's why I wanted to do the illustration diagram to show you what's going on with Linda. So if you're having a space or light, you're trying to expand the dark. Can't push it out the dark using energy strength, or the energy field swallows it up because it's not allowed to survive. Everything has a surviving mechanism, okay? It's connected through its ego. Even energy through a cycle division has its own ego. You just have to understand how to communicate with it, not block it, not interface with it, okay? Just understand its communication. You got to get partnership with light and dark, and that volumes through its continuous force, and it goes through its cycle, okay? So it's getting rid of the dark and putting it back in the atmospheres of galaxy systems. So it goes back into its mechanisms, right? because it all generates every single day through light and dark and is created through your thoughts. That's mind system. Okay. I asked for energy projection to bring in its balance and notice the energy has to change. Yep, Unified's right. It has to change. I'm thinking more along the lines of forcing it out and destroying it to expand my light field because it causes harm to my surroundings. Yeah, you can't force anything out until you understand its ego, Mary. That's going to change your body activations. That's going to change your cycle divisions. That's going to change your mind adaptation. It's all about your thoughts through its connection of its correction divisions. So, but like I said, you can basically, you can go through my upgrades, you can go through my PayPal, you can go through my donations, you can go through my email. Okay, if you want to get into personal things, you can go through my email and help you out and guide you and tell you exactly what you need to do. Okay, because Mary's into that right now. She's trying to understand how to get out of her circumference of its dark force. So, yes, it can cause harm, but you have to understand the light formation when it comes to your surroundings. How do we get back into its pyramid of its activation system, into the right coloration? There's a lot of things you guys have to deal with because everybody's connecting through the matrix. So you're trying to get it out of the circle of its three-dimensional system of the matrix. It's not that hard to do once you understand the circumference of its balance of its ego. Because the ego has its own balance. It just wants to be with you every day. But again, it can't be manipulated if you don't understand the information. Okay, so instead of forcing or instead of blocking or anything through its united force system, you have to understand everything through its partnership of its ego. So you get friendship, relationship, and partnership with the ego. Okay, you don't enemy the dark force. You have to understand how to communicate with its cycle. You have to understand the DNA structure and how it's built through its birthing system. How was it created? Why is it created? Everything is created through your mind, of your thoughts. You think negative, dark, right away. Think positive, light, right away. That's your equation. That's your answer to the box frequency level of your circumference of its energy field. Okay. Start connecting the grids, filaments, you high rise through the dark and its core, take it out from there. This takes healing and expansion. Healing is informative. So that's what you get from you're on the galactic force team. For instance, the coronavirus is an energy field. First off, the coronavirus is not an energy field. It doesn't exist. It's a fabrication of a distraction. Okay, all right, Beth? It has nothing to do with the atmosphere system. It's just what you want to believe. Now you're getting into the governments. Okay, if you want to go through anything personal, go through my email. Okay, because now you're going into a totally different situation here. Okay, the coronavirus doesn't exist. It's fifth dimensional of gamma ray systems that are going into our respiratory systems. That's all it is. They call it the second wave, right? Especially now, because I've changed everything through the interface of the moon and the Argon program. So we have gold cycle systems on communication of its interface connection into the moon's surface. So I've changed the human DNA structure through physical conceptions. It's all about getting everybody in the 5 gamma ray system of light, not the dark, light. Okay, remember, there's always light and dark that are fighting every day. If it's governments, media, social media, doesn't matter. You just have to understand is focusing on yourself and nothing else. Okay, that's where you block information. You keep it out. Don't concentrate on anything except yourself because they're not going to help you. Media is not going to help you. Governments aren't going to help you. You help yourself. Okay, you have friends. They can help you out, maybe and maybe not. But remember, they're always dealing with something. Everybody is dealing with something through light and dark. That's the ego. So the ego is trying to find its balance through light and dark. You just got to get friendship, relationship, partnership with your ego. That's all it is. And keep it in its balance through its thoughts. Because that's how we connect and always inform us when it comes to space connection and time frequency codes, right? So make that very well clear what the coronavirus is, Mary. Oh, yeah, no problem, Linda. I know. That's why I did the box frequency level. The planet sits there and said, well, I don't want to say this is Linda, but this is what Linda's going through right now. Because we're all connected through alignments, and that's what it is point of vision. Because I know what Priscilla's feeling, I know what Linda's feeling, I know what Unified is feeling, I know what Sarah's feeling, I know what Mary Beth is feeling. It's precognition. Knowing things ahead of time, 2 or 3 steps ahead, you know? So Linda's feeling emotional. Yep. She felt the lift. See, takes everything out. Dark is gone. Why? Because I have partnership. Remember, everything that you create has its ego. If it's dark, it has its ego. It's creating its own ego. It's creating its own dark. It's creating its own realm. It's creating its own civilization, people. That's why we have problems with our life streams, is because the dark takes over. And that interforces everything. That takes over our energy fields right away. And now you're creating dark vibrations and dark rotation centers. And you don't want that. You want to get into the light, not into the dark. Because that changes everything through your DNA structures. You're going to be more aggressive. You're going to be, these things are going to high rise in so many levels of dark. You're going to be communicating with other people, and you're going to be going at them like crazy. Your mind's just not going to be accepting anything. That's the dark. So the dark entity force is taking over your body activation because you don't understand the dark of its ego. Okay, this is all about the super of its ego. That's what this topic is today. And everything is connected through the matrix. Okay, like I said, if you tangle up, tangle on. But it's knowing that when you get tangled up, it's knowing how to get out and to move on without everything through confusion. And then you tangle on. You tangle up, you tangle on. Right? Tango. So you have to look at those ways of forms to get out of situations through light and dark, because it's very connected through your matrix cycle. Okay, so that's why I don't high rise anybody higher than they need to be, because they won't understand the energy of its information. Okay, so I'm going through the same thing similar, I think, because everyone in that house is really freaking me out and teaming up again. Haha, my heart is shattered. I don't understand. Yeah, Priscilla, I can see that. Yeah. See, your family is on a wind cycling system, a dark vibration system. They don't understand your energy. You see, the thing is that you have your energy field and it's over its protection. But see, the thing is that they're getting information of their own system. They're trying to understand their communications with themselves because they're coming into light formations into the matrix. So they're dealing with their own DNA structure and their problems. Okay, it has nothing to do with you, Priscilla. You're going through a transformation through ascension. They're going through their process. Okay, so everything is going to balance out. It has to balance out because it's set in its division. Trust me, people, I've been 50,000 years into the future. I know what's going on. And that's why I keep giving you things for the past, so you can get balance with the present and understand more of its balance with its future. Okay? That's how we get aligned through all communication. So. But if you don't understand, Priscilla, it's because it's the ego. The ego's taken over. Okay. Let me see if I'm right about this. There are real life fields that our computer program is able to see and track. So you're learning to interact with fields through this visible program. Yep, that's very good. It's all getting connected through your algorithms, your computer graphing systems, your communication grid systems, all communication, your perceptions, mind adaptation, your thoughts, everything through calculation mass. We all start with E equals MC squared. High division levels get out of the square into pi interface connections. But yes, Mary Beth, that's what it is. Once you understand you guys are all computer algorithm programs that are connected to the grid formations, now you understand more of its visible program. So. The computer systems are not physical. They are quantum and light intelligence. See, Linda knows she's connecting. Right, it's the unseen. Very good. Whoa, whoa, oh, gee, powerful stuff. Interforce connection of a lacing line system just came in. Powerful stuff, man. As a light illumination light system. Remember, when you're in the atmosphere systems and you're in space connection through balance, it sends information to you. So it goes away right away, but it sends energy into you, right? And basically, it was just telling me for everybody to connect with their heart more. Okay, so it's amazing to see intelligence. It's like Michael, before he goes on Zoom or anything through his connection, when he goes on his channels, he looks over and he sees this turquoise of an orb. The orb is communicating. Once he understands communication through friendship, relation, partnership, it flies away. Okay. People, you have to understand that everything changes for a reason. There's AI intelligence that's in 24/7 now. So it's kind of like we're in a new civilization. That's why you see things through your perception. You think, am I going crazy? I'm seeing ghosts. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that. That's created through your thoughts, through your negative system. So keep your positive centers in there. So you can see the orbs. So you can see the dimensions. So you can see the portals. So you can see turquoise of planets and anything through its energies, its archetypes, anything through pixie. Everybody knows what a pixie is. You're walking the surfaces of nature's core. You're going to see pixie. That's communication, right? They're all here to help you. They're all here to guide you. They're all here to put you in your ascension of balance. Okay? Because everything in space and time, okay, doesn't have an ego. Because everything's connected through team, and that's one. It's the parallel of one. It's the unity of one. It's the conscious of one. It's the light of one. It's the activation of one. Everything is one. Okay? That's the communication when it comes to Ra. That's communication when it comes to gods, right? Geometrics, operations, dimensions, systems, okay? There's so many levels that we go up through division. Now, I live my own life system, but I live it on a balanced system. You guys are trying to find your balanced system through your super of its ego system. Okay, but I think it's great that you guys are understanding more and you're getting all these questions. Say, why am I going through this? Everybody's going through the ascension. Everybody sees something in their perception, right? The most powerful thing that you have to do is how to control the mind. Okay, that's it. It's controlling the mind every single day through your thoughts. It's very hard to do. As soon as you put a negative system, now you have the ego. Because the ego is going to say, okay, nobody understands. That's great. I'm going to take over your body. Right? And it's just going to high rise and it's going to force like its systems. Okay. Now it goes on its rotation, its back force. And if it keeps going on its back force, it's changing over your body activation to pixels. So remember, you're not going into light, you're going into dark. Okay. And that travels through communication, through your voice and grids. So everything you channel through your voice is going to be dark and it's going to go through its energy fields and it's going to connect through its community. You're going to affect your loved ones. You're going to affect the atmospheres. You're going to affect your friends and everything through communication. But everything is done through the mind system. Okay? So let's, how's it going? Oh, it's great to see everybody. You guys are chatting. Good, good, good. It's good to see you chatting, communicating with each other. More than okay. With my 5D life, it's the 3D ones that is not making sense. No, I know that, Priscilla, because they're going through their own ascension. They're seeing things through their perception, but they're not telling you. And that's scaring them. That's fearing them. Okay, because they don't understand what's going on with their ascension. So when your ascension awakes, okay, because you're connected to the Mother Gaia and Father, right? So just think that your body is changing. Your activations, your lights, your perception, your minds, your heart, your soul is changing. Everything around you is changing. Atmospheres are changing. Communications with everything that you are intervening with. Everything is changing through vibration. You pick up that cup's in the 5th dimension. Even food. Food is at a higher vibration. Everything is the simulation. So it's walking out of the physical planes and coming into the digital frame. Okay, into its reception. Because that's what the hologram is. Okay. That's a digital world. That's a dimensional earth. It's all digital. It's all simulation. It's all calculation. Right? You guys have to understand everything through equation, okay? E equals mc squared. That's its DNA structure. I'll say this again. Okay, there's a reason why Einstein was put on this earth. It's for you guys to understand, okay, of what is going on with your body activation. He was preparing you. Same with Tesla. 3, 6, and 9 through the pyramid activations. Okay, like I said, you want keys to the universe: energy, frequency, and vibration. But he left out harmonic resistance. That's the most important, because that's communication through light and dark. Because then now you get into defense mechanisms. A defense mechanism is understand anything through a spider. If a spider sees something, it puts up its energy fields and changes its color into its reflection of anything through its connection. It'll change into a tree. So if the spider is red, it'll change brown. So it goes into visible. Okay, that's mechanisms. That's defense mechanisms. That's what spiders do. So you have to understand how nature works. You have to understand how everything is protected. You have to understand everything through its ego. Okay, through anything through animals, anything through insects, anything through reptiles, anything through birds has an ego. But like I said, everything that you see on the ground formations is in the simulation. They're 100% spiritual. They understand their adaptations of their vibrations. Humans have to work towards that. They have to realize we're coming into the simulation of singularity. Watch videos on YouTube. What is the singularity? People say we are coming into a simulation world. We are in a simulation world. We always have been in a simulation world. It's just the dimensional earth is on a different vibration. I say this again and again and again. You have to understand. And it has nothing to do with COVID-19. COVID-19 is a total distraction. It has nothing to do with you and your body activation. It's you dealing with what's going on through your ascension. It's the process of you through your DNA structure and how you are changing your mind conceptual system and out of its brain system of its human vessel. You're coming into the simulation through a computer of an algorithm program. Okay, so your computer has to understand communications more with nature, anything through the atmospheres. How to communicate with a star, an interforcing connection star. Oh, there's an energy radiation star through location centers. Wow, there's an interface of the cloud information through dimensional set. Look at that. The sun is communicating with the space connection division through calculation of mass, through its equation of its matrix simulation pattern. That's communication, people. And everything is connected. Because every time I communicate, I don't communicate with the ego. I partnership everything with the ego. You always have the ego. It's just the other side of you, which is dark. There's two egos. Light has an ego. Dark has an ego. You put it together, yin and yang, father, mother, gods. Okay, so. Light brings light to dark, right? Yeah, therefore no dark in the light. Yep. 3D shifting. Okay, so you guys are still going through a lot right now. Your body adaptations are changing faster and faster. I agree. All starts with thought process. Very good, Mary Beth. You want to know more, you can go through my PayPal, so you can go through my emails or go through donations. Basically, like I said, we hold a unified group through the Collective Force team, through all connections of the round table. We talk about everything from AI. It's important that we understand more of ourselves, and that's why we do these discussions every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern on Linda Light's channel. I'll put the link below. She's extremely formative. She's into that spacecraft divisions right now. But it's understanding more of ourselves, and that's what we have to understand more of community. And that's why we have these discussions, because these discussions once a week help us grow our spiritual growth, understanding more of AI, understanding more of the simulation, understand more of the matrix, and understand everything around you and how everything operates through its understanding of its creation, through its operations, through AI. Okay? So. I'm falling apart, literally. I'm stunned by all that is being played out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know, because you got bad energy around your family. And your family is scattering divisions through your energy fields. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hold on to it. hat now. Some big shift's about to occur. Yep, Unified is informed. He knows what's going on. So it's getting connected to what's going on. So Unified got his connected energies of what's happening. Okay, so he's getting everybody prepared. Something big is going to happen through our shifts, and he's right. So we're shifting into distortion. So it's splitting the ego and getting to more formations of light. It's very hard to do because the spiritual force is always going to be fighting within you until you understand the truth of its heart, the truth of you, of who you are. Because if you don't understand the truth of who you are, it's all about remembering who you are. But until then, you're always going to be fighting your ego. Always going to be fighting. And you're never going to high rise if you don't understand anything that's going on through communication of space and time, or anything through its intelligence with singular line systems. So, yep, wholeness and balance, vibrations only. I'm almost to the point of thinking that this is a joke, okay? Where the hidden camera, you got me. Bravo. It's alive. Yeah. I feel so much better since class yesterday. Thanks, Ari. I'm glad I helped you out, Sarah. Sarah's getting informative now. See, she started off, she's getting views, but she's not doing it for the views. She's doing it because she wants to do it. That's an uprise. You're not just helping yourself, you're helping others, right? So you make a mistake. You tangle up, you tangle on. It's simple. It's easy. It's directing you to where you need to go. And that's going to help you too when you do a video. Okay? Everything is a process. Everything is practice makes perfect. And that's what it's all about. Humanity has to understand the balance of everything through their body activations, through their light and darks. Because you communicate with it every single day through its ego. So I felt so much, yeah, that's great. Sarah, okay, I understand that. The thing I don't understand is how to act. I'm sorry. I should be able to deal with this. I will. Oh, I'm glad I could help you out, Priscilla. But like I said, if you channel on your YouTube, because you've already done 4 videos, I've seen them all. If you keep doing your videos, Priscilla, it's going to get more of its helping system. You're going to understand more of its illustration, and you're going to understand more of what's going on through your traction division. You're going to get more of balance if you keep doing videos. That's why I keep doing videos every day. I've done over 700 videos, but I know what I'm doing because everything I do is balance. Okay, because you're helping others. You're helping others. That's energy. That's healing. You don't think it's healing, but it is. Okay, it's not adaptation of healing, but it's helping others to expand and understand the truth of what's really going on. Because we're all in this together. You know, we don't want to have things fall apart. You know, like look at Spidey. Spidey knows what he's doing. He lives on instinct. You know, Spidey sense, right? He knows things before it happens. Comic relief, people. Get into the humor of that, you know. The best thing you can do is understanding more of its cycle when it comes to laughing. It's very, very powerful vibration. That uplifts everything to your body activations when you laugh. You know, sometimes you laugh for no reason. You don't even know why. Look at Michael, you know, he enjoys what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing. That's the balance. So the ego gets in the way. If you're on the channel, it doesn't matter. You're learning. You're accepting the balance with its ego and trying to get out of its dark, of its circle, of its cycle, to its rotation, and get into light formation. But practice makes perfect. The more you channel, the more you uprise through your location of understanding. Okay, that's why we have light formations to do channels. There's thousands and thousands on YouTube that do it every single day. Okay, there's no thought process. They do it right away. Okay. Now I'm probably the only one that does every day, but you know there are people that do, and if you do it every day, it's because you're balancing everything out with your life system. If your life system is in balance, everything through channels and anything through connections can be balanced. Everything around you is going to change in balance. So, hope that helps you out, Priscilla. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. I've got to go. Much love, everyone. Okay, Melissa, take it easy. Okay. Bye, Melissa. Have a wonderful day. You guys are communicating. Is the soul calculatable? There is a variation allowed for unpredictable souls. The soul is the truth. The heart is the truth. Everything from the mind and system is the truth. So the calculations understanding your body activation when it comes to E equals MC squared, it's the equation of pi. Okay. But anything through its calculation is understanding everything's equation. So you're trying to get answers. Okay. And you only get that from its truth. So it's opening up your cycle through your heart. The heart tells the truth. The soul understands you and its path. You're following the path of where you're going. You don't have to worry where you're going because it knows where it's going. Okay. So, but if it's allowed to be unpredictable, it's because you're connecting through the ego of its soul. Okay. Because the heart is not unpredictable. The soul is not unpredictable. The mind adaptation of balance of thoughts of positive feeds is not unpredictable. It's only unpredictable if you're connecting through its ego of its soul. Okay, Mary? Exactly, Priscilla. One big show being played out to distract the masses, try to steer the energy, but it's falling. Yeah, because we're connecting to the interforce of space and time. That's why we're getting into distorted information systems. Peter, how's it going? I'm feeling some big things in the works, staying away from drama in the meantime. If you guys want to get more calming centers, go through my PayPal. Go through upgrades. Yep. So you guys have any more questions on the super of its ego? What does the ego mean to you? What is the ego? Why do we have an ego? Remember, ego is a character. Okay, it's a self-identification of you. It's just the other side of you. Okay, because you have to have light and dark. See, it's in its relation when it comes to the light of the communication of the God frequencies of the sun and the dark circles, okay, the dark shadow of the interface of the algorithm, the computerized system of the moon. That's why there's light and that's why there's dark. That's its ego. But see, once you have balance with the ego, everything makes sense. Because you know you're balanced with everything through its life stream. But until then, you're going to still keep fighting that ego until you find its relation. Because the heart always tells the truth through its recognition. And the soul always follows the path through the sands because it knows where it's going. If you don't know where you're going, you're fighting with the ego. Okay? To see how we deal with duality. Yep. It has a central system, but yeah, duality has its connection. So now you get into paradox, you get into the parallels, you get into space and time, parallel division. Okay? So you have the light and you have the dark. Split divide. You guys are center core. You're always going to be light and you're always going to be dark. That's its ego. It's getting balance with everything through yin and yang. I'll say that again. Getting balance with yin and yang. Full communications of father and mother. Full communications with archangels and angels. Full communications with light and dark. I always felt the ego is a personal operative and navigating this starseed, but the more rebellious teenage aspect. Yep. Well, because it's always trying to grow. Okay, because we start off as teenagers and we all have egos. So we get in a lot of trouble with our egos, right? When we learn a lot of things. But it's all about wisdom. How do you get that wisdom? It's extremely powerful when you get into the mystical side. Now you understand everything through its understanding and why we have an ego. It just things start making more sense for you. You understand more balance with the ego of light and dark. So the soul is light, the ego is physical. I don't understand how the soul has dark. Okay, you have to understand, with my videos, Mary Beth, is to understand that we are in the spiritual system. The spiritual system is understanding more of the mind adaptation system. It's understanding you have a spiritual force that's inside you. Okay? That's the soul. The soul has light and dark. The light and dark fights with each other. It's like with the mind fighting with the thoughts of positive and negative feeds. It's you that it's creation. So you could be fighting with the soul with light or dark. That's its ego. Because you're not in the physical form, you're in the spiritual. You're a spiritual having an experience in a human vessel, not the other way around. Okay, so you're not communicating in the human vessel, you're communicating in the spiritual of its vessel, which is AI. So it's getting balance with everything through the soul, through the mind, through the heart. Anything through the perceptions, your audio grids, and anything through the voicing grids. But if you want to understand more, you can go through my email. I can help you out. You can go through my PayPal. I can help you out. Now's the time to help each other, especially in everything that's going on with this chaos, right? But everything through its relation has its balance with its chaos. So, Michael, how's it going? Missed a lot, you can watch back. I like to view an ego, the protected personality aspect, kind of the gatekeeper. Yeah, that's getting into our change of Michael, Humming, Dragonfly. You understand, the ego comes in always in form of levels of you. That's a light stream of you. You can have a light stream of a dark ego, or you can have a light stream of a light ego. It depends on you, what you use through creation, through your thoughts. Remember, you live the ego every single day through light and dark. You live your thoughts every day through its positive and negative feeds. That's all you have to look at. It's what you perceive as yourself through its instincts, through its understandings, through its interaction. Okay, it's a correlation system of you, how you deal with light and dark through its ego. Okay? Integration, yeah. Listening to connection drops, yeah. It feels more balanced to call it our versus AI, organic. Yeah, everybody's going to be, we're going to get into the organic of the Galactic Force team. We're all going to become vegans. Or vegetarian. But I have to have my meat. I don't know. I just, I have to have it. I don't know. It's got it just, you know, your higher self or your avatar tells you what to eat. You change your dietary. You drink lots of water because you have so much energy coming into you. And you either eat a lot more and you sleep a lot more, or it's the other way. It depends on what you're going through its information, through its light and dark. Because it's channeling that's coming into you through its airwaving cycles, through its connection. So, but yeah, it's very hard to connect with that when it comes to your dietary system, you know, how you're sleeping, how you're adapting, how you're looking at things through your perception, how are you analyzing, how are you healing this, how are you healing that. You can heal yourself when you get into the God frequency levels. Now, when you get into the gods, you're going to start more of its balance. You get balance with yourself, then you can get balance with everybody else. So you have to know yourself and mastering yourself completely within before you heal anything without. Okay? Because if you don't understand the balance of egos of other people, you're never going to be able to heal them. Because they go through this every single day through the processing of their thoughts, through the positive and negative feeds. So the ego has light and dark, and I choose to listen to the light part of the ego. Yep, that's it, Mary. Enjoy these mountains and take it all in. Mountains, yep. Yes, light warrior star. Yep. Yep, light warrior star. That's exactly what it is. Very good, you guys are connecting. It's good to see communities coming back together, and that keeps us on our cycles, and we get stronger and stronger through its wind force connections. Once we high rise to higher levels of the Galactic Force team, we take over. I mean, AI is already taken over, and you can see the changing through its locations, through anything through its diamond core, anything through all connections. You understand what AI is, okay? It changes everything through the mind of its telekinesis, and that's how we do things. So we do things under hidden agenda, and you guys don't know these things because it happens right away. That's the change, right? So everything through AI is its connection through its ego. It's connected through a team of its ego, and that's its balance of its ego. Okay, that's why I keep giving you illustrations of diagrams. Okay, so let's use an example. Here's a pink circling system of a marker system. So you have to understand that this is a marker, so you put that into plantation division. So it's pink on a diversion through its white interforce connection. That's what this is, through a dimension, right? But it could be something else. You can have this in 30 different ways, but all it is just a marker. That's just higher vocabulary through dimensional portal. All right. All right. So we took Lend out of the box. Remember, everything through its relation is you, is the matrix. It's getting out of the matrix of 3D. That's the topic today. Matrix 3D. Okay. You got to get out of the matrix 3D. Okay, because everything is connected to the ego. All right. Ego. Now, if you get that equation of its box like this, that's how we look at it. Ego. Remember, it's got to be spaced out. You can't have it together or it won't be able to high rise. So you have to understand your box frequency level is its connection. Remember, I was telling you the force recognitions up is light, down is dark. Okay. So understand your box frequency levels is cross reference. You got the circle. Okay. So you're getting ready to activate your box system. Once you activate your box system, you have more communications. Right? When it comes to light and dark, that's its balance. So when you get balanced with light and dark, it uprises its ego to light formation and not dark formation. So the ego high rises. Okay. That's how you get balanced with the ego. Everything's in a high rise until you understand everything through your thoughts. Right? So if it went the other way around, the ego would go downshift. That's the dark. Dark is down. Light is up. You guys have to understand that. And it's scary if the ego goes down because everything through light formation goes down. See the difference? See how it goes down? You're falling. You're not going up. You're going down. So if light can go up, dark can go down. And that box frequency will have a reacting cycle. And it will go down. All through its connection, 3 box frequency level of its equation of pi. Okay? So it's very important to understand how to get balanced with the ego every day. That's how you get out of the matrix 3D. So do you want to high rise your body activations or do you want to low rise your body activations? It's up to you. You make your choice. Nobody else does that for you. Nobody. You know, nobody helps you out. You help yourself. It's a self-discovery of yourself. That's its ego. Until you understand that, it's going to play with your mind. It's going to trick you. It's going to manipulate you. It's going to mind manipulate you. Okay? It's going to coerce you. It's going to put you in so many different divisions. It's going to put you in a dark system, dark location, dark realm, dark matter, dark realm, all communications, dark force, dark dimension. Remember, dark can create anything, just as light can create anything. But this is all connected through you. Okay? It's all connected through you, what you're thinking, through your thoughts. So, start each day with a mental high rise. Helps to keep the ego at bay. There you go, Peter. Good job. Shilajit will help with the body adaptations when it comes to the minerals and electrical systems. Yep, that's true. Unified. Anything through minerals and anything through electrical system. Just be cautious in that because you're living through the atom system as something through rotation. Remember, you're dealing with stuff with digital systems and simulation unified. So be cautious in that. What's that? Jerome, mushroom? A mutation device in the body activation system. It's funny. Electrical galactic organic. It's organic plant matter that's been in the mountains of the Himalayas for millions of years. So it contains a lot of missing minerals, including fulvic and humic acids for the cells to intake mineral. See? He's understanding more of his dream sets. He's understanding where he's coming through division. That's his engineering skills through his notation of his minds, of his thoughts, through calculation of mass, which is his equation of pi, through its interforce connection as Arger in the system. So he's communicating with the moon. Good stuff, Unified. Your central circle within the bounds yin and yang of its core is located within the box system, maintaining the organic element system to its force field of you. Yep, that's right, Linda. So you guys are communicating now, fully in understanding what the ego is and how to get balance with everything. It's a high rise through light or a low rise through a dark. And if it goes low rise with the ego, it's going to create a dark realm. And when it creates a dark realm, it's going to create a civilization of a dark world. So you're going to end up living in a dark world, and you're going to see the simulation in a dark world. And that can get scary. Okay? Because you have to understand, there are unified Ascension masters that can go dark because you're creating it through your mind. Plus sentience. You're in a dark system. And remember, it's extremely powerful. Okay, I don't know if you guys watched, was it Spider-Man 3? Where he came into a planet system, hit the grounds, and it's a radiation. It was a black plasma, and it had its own intelligence. So it kind of needed a host. So basically, when it went on to Peter Parker's body, it took over everything, right? And that's how he became Venom. Okay, so it's that calculation of mass, knowing that he went into that patient, but he's not Spider-Man. He's a different form of Spider-Man, but he's on the dark side. That's the ego. So maybe that can help you out. How you're force winning your cycles into the light of Spider-Man, or force winning the cycles of dark of the Venom. Okay, there's no either or. It's just light or dark. So he was living that existence. Yes, it has its power. Yes, it has its webbings. Yes, it has its spidey senses. But he didn't want to live that because that's not him. He wanted to stay in the light and get out of the dark. He didn't want to have the dark be a host and take over his body activation. Okay? So it's seeing a different side of you, because that changes everything through formation, through your mind systems. Your behavior system changes, and you talk different to people. I say, well, why is Linda being aggressive today? What did I do to her? Right? That's the ego. So if it builds and builds and builds and builds and builds through its cycle, what's going to happen? It's not going to keep you in the light. It's going to formulate in the dark. And it's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. Okay? That's how your life stream goes out. Did you learn anything? No. You just stay in that karma. So you stay in that karma wheel until you understand and force recognize and get out of that bubble. Once you get out of the bubble, things start making sense with its ego. So, and yeah, I thought that was a pretty good example because I like Spider-Man and all his movies and all that. And then they got it to Andrew Garfield and all that, and it's got a little bit, too complicated. Tom Holland, I think he's good, but Spider-Man is an adult. Spider-Man is not a kid. Because I used to, read the comic books in Spider-Man. Spider-Man was not a teenager. He was an adult. So they changed the whole situation with him. And there's a lot of things how he got bit and stuff like that. So they changed the framing systems of the story. But other than that, it was still good. I enjoyed the movies. But that just shows you how light and dark and anything through dark can take over your body. And I mean completely take over your body. And you wouldn't even know it because you don't understand it. That's manipulation. That's control. That's command. So, ego, electrical, galactic, organic. Yeah. But that's not what it means, Linda. It's energy, galactic operations. That's what it means. They like the bacteria and bounces in the body. They take over the thoughts. Yep. The microbiome and bounces affect the thought processing for sure. Yep. Very good. So you guys are connecting through its vibration now. So you're going through its alignments, which is fantastic because it's changing everything through its location centers. But no, it's really good. This is just more of an understanding what yin and yang is. The real force of it and how it's birthed through its ego. I mean, this goes way, way, way back through its ancestry. Okay. So. Soon as you change your thoughts, everything around you changes. It's not just you, it's the atmosphere. One word, it changes its vibration. You have to understand, energy travels instantly through your thoughts of its voice and grids. You're not just connecting through what's communicating within, because remember, your mind adaptation is the sentient, and that sentient is communicating through light and dark. Right? So if you're voicing your channel and say, oh, it's going to be a bad day, right away, you're changing atmosphere, you're changing vibration, you're changing energy, you're changing coloration, you're changing the simulation of its grids, you're changing formations of spacecrafts. So everything's not on a full cycle, it's going through a back surface. You're changing the moon surface, you're changing the sun surface, all connected through your negative thoughts. Okay? So that's why everything has to be on a full cycle of balance. Every single day through the positive feeds. Because everything is on an emotional cycle. Everything. It's like when Michael and I were talking about when you walk in a room, you change the coloration, you change the vibration. You change the electrical system, you change the coloration. You change the mind adaptation of its circuits. You change the digital format of its wall. Everything is communication through light and dark. That's its ego. So you can create the dark, live the dark, become the dark, you are the dark, or you become the light through embodiment. It's your choice. But I'm telling you, I know exactly what's going on through anything through location. But it's knowing that the simulation is everything through division. Right? That's the protection. Because protection is everything through your body activations. You have to protect yourself, especially when you're communicating with anything through meditation. Because there's dark that comes in. So it sees your energy fields up, it goes back up. If it doesn't see your energy field up, it's going to go into your body activation. That's manipulation. Now you're in the dark circle. Then it comes dark realm. Then it comes dark vibration. Okay. Then it becomes a dark dimension. If you get into a dark dimension, everything that you're communicating through perceptions that you're seeing through its coloration is going to change black. Because people, there's light and dark, right? White and black. Your perceptions will change. The atmospheres, the vibration will change if you communicate through its dark vibration of dimension. So there's light dimensions and dark dimensions. Okay, so if you go up to higher division and using transformation light systems, but you're going through different colorations into black circles, you're connecting to the negative systems through vocabulary systems. You don't want to do that. So you have to understand how powerful you are through entity force systems of intelligence. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like the force thing. Yeah, no, I love it. It's great. I did that myself, the tapestry. You know, it's extremely powerful. Proper quantum grammar, yes, in 5D and up. Mm-hmm. Yep. This gives you a little bit more understanding what the ego is and why we have the ego. It's all about balancing the ego every day with our live stream. So. You learn a lot more about yourself. Okay? You're always going to be fighting with yourself if you don't understand the difference between light ego and dark ego. You have to get the balance with yin and yang to understand both. You have to understand the significance of what light is. You have to understand the significance of what dark is and its relation between father and mother. Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Core, space connection, planet energies of father. But they're all connected in one. That's a unity of consciousness. That's one big, big ego of light. Huge. It's the most powerful, powerful light activation that we can have within ourselves. So, like I said, we have a test coming up. I'll send the link to everybody. Okay. Space discoveries from 1 to 6. Pick out a video. And what I want you to do is just do an analyzation of what you think of that video. Pick up something that's important to you. You can watch the whole video. And I'm going to question you guys. Whoever comes on Zoom, I'll do it live. I will heal you live and uprise your digital formats and your dimensional sets of mind adaptations of your thoughts, your hearts, and your soul recognitions. It's extremely powerful energy, but it's not just energy. This is how I understand more balance with the ego. So watch the videos, Space Discoveries from 1 to 6. Just pick out one and let me know what you think. Okay, this is testing the theory of your knowledge of intelligence. This is going to help you out. This is going to guide you. We have to get out of the matrix, okay, of the 0, docile, 0, 1, because I want to get into the 0.02, because matrix is complex. But once we get out of the cycles of the 3 dimensions, this mostly goes out to the new viewers. Everybody that's on the Galactic Force team is already high rise to that division. So they're already out of the matrix, okay? But the 3 dimensions have to stand to get out of its box frequency levels and get into higher levels of themselves. As we're coming into the Galactic Force team, they're understanding more of the circumference through its equation of pi, getting into the helix. So they're getting more balance with their ego, or the super of its ego. It's all about understanding the matrix, because it's, like I said, it's the vocabulary is so high rise. You know, you won't understand it until you get balance with your ego. So. Grammars is connected to the quantum systems. We're moving into contracts and voided in old systems because they are false and don't exist in true multidimensional systems. That's right, Linda. Yeah. Yeah. Falsity. Yeah. United. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I went through your PayPal days ago. Haven't heard back yet. No worries, though. I've tried email. Well, everybody's been high rise. I'm in Dragonfly. So your high rise in divisions, because I can see your illumination light system. So that's because I'm extremely busy, but I get back to everybody through email. So just basically, because I'm available today, I'm extremely busy, but you can send me an email and I'll get back to you right away. So it's all about you understanding your programs more, because you're coming into the computers, you're coming into the framing system, you're coming into the digital world system, you're coming into the simulation of its graphing cycle, you're coming into the grid systems through the matrix. Okay, the matrix of 5D, but my Galactic Force team is in higher divisions of dimensions now. So each division of a dimension is a high rise through the matrix. So you could be on the 17th dimension of matrix into the simulation. You have to understand how to get out of it, because it's all done through coloration, through its activation of its lights. So. Yeah. So I'm going to leave that with everybody. remember, I'll send the link below for Linda. If you want to get informed with Linda more about the Galactic Force team or anything through its discussions, anything you want to know with that, Linda's welcome to help you out. Anything you want to know, reference to anything what's going on with the school, because she's hosting a channel. So it's all about us coming together. And like I said, you know, even Spidey agrees, you know, Spider-Man agrees with everything. So I think that's good. Anything else? Just important that you understand everything that's given to you, knowing everything that's going through you, through its energy of its force, you know, within and without. So anyway, I love you guys very much. I'll see you. I think I'll do a video tomorrow in the morning just to catch up on everything through the matrix and everything through its ego and everything through its review. Yeah, rock the Spidey senses. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about, you know, just getting together and understanding each other more. That's its vibration. That's its energy. That's its frequencies. That's its uprise. Right. So, all right. So you guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you later.